What was your childhood like? What was my childhood like? Like, basically, this thing, my childhood is really good. Like, I'm not gonna say that ki my childhood was really wrong or really not right. It's good, it's great. Uh, my family is not really that much kind of like something really rich. I'm actually belongs to the middle class family, and basically, is this thing the whatever the family they actually provide to the child at the childhood, I get all those things, and yeah, I think that ki I am kind of like something really like, do I say privilege? Well, probably is this thing ki, let me tell you one thing, why childhood is really important for the nurture of entire human being, is that ki childhood is kind of like a something really a big lesson. Okay, like basically it's a kind of like a something like classroom, and you actually learn something good, something bad, something kind of like a something really learn with the consequences. What do you mean by that? So I'm gonna try to give you some sort of example. All right, so imagine that ki you born in kind of like a something like very rich family. Your father is rich, your mother is rich, but unfortunately is this thing ki I'm talking about since the age of 5 to 10, okay, or 5 to 12 maybe. All right. So at this age, your father, your parents are kind of like a something really that key, something really fight with your mother. Every time is kind of like a something really jhagda all the time, and it kind of the at home situation, like basically the environment at home was really not that good. Okay, so it does impact on that child. Okay, one thing. Another thing is that when the child is actually went to school or college, okay, and there is kind of like a something really bully was happened. Bully means like that ki, like, you know what is exactly bully. Okay, so bullies happened, then the confidence of the child became low. Okay, these are things are actually happen. So these are kind of like a something really a situation happened to the child, and it kind of like a something really ruin the childhood. Ruin, yeah, because of that ki when we are in that particular age gap, we our mindset are actually meant for following things. Okay, and whatever the people do, we try to do that. Okay, so when the bully thing happened, the confidence get lows, and it's not really good. Okay, because after the age of 12, you have kind of like a something really, like, there are lots of things that actually happen, the education, the school, the homework, the assignments, and this and that, like basically you just born and you have a lot of things. Okay, I'm trying to compare the kind of like a something really that key 200 years ago, and at this moment. What do you mean by that? So let me tell you one thing, the evolution, like the industrial evolution and everything is actually happened like when we are start getting modern, we are actually start getting modern from almost like basically, if I'm gonna say, is that key 200 or 300 years ago. Okay, but human are actually alive since thousands of years. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing, like before this industrial revolution, before all those things, human growth, people actually born by kind of like a something really very normal thing, like they born, and their childhood is a kind of like a something really depend on the situation, and most of the time they learn that how to survive, as kind of like a something really the animal does, yeah. Like just an example is that when the animal, or when kind of animal, or whatever the kind of like something, just example is that monkey, when the child of monkey was born, there is a one thing that parents taught them, that ki how that child would survive. Okay, so their monkey's parents are try to teach how to do this, how to do that, वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह. सेम थिंग हैपन विद ऑल द स्पीसीज, यानी जहाँ पे बच्चों को पेरेंट्स सिखाते हैं कि हाउ शुड यू सपोज टू सर्वाइव. ओके, एंड दिस इज एग्जैक्टली हैपन टू द ह्यूमंस, यानी ह्यूमंस के भी बच्चे, यानी इंसान के भी बच्चे एक तरह से their parents are teach them how to survive. Okay, how to survive in this kind of like a something really world. Okay, so we have only one goal, to survive in this world, and that's it. But since the revolution happened, since the industrial revolution happened, since the human growth, we have multiple target. Okay, like basically this thing at this time, how should we supposed to survive का मतलब होता है कि kind of like a something you should supposed to be get food twice in a day, and kind of like a something protect yourself from enemies and other animal वगैरह वगैरह. These are kind of like a something definition that we have before the industrial revolution वगैरह वगैरह. But since the revolution happened, since this industrial revolution and the human growth was happened, the human surviving is kind of like a something different. Means like that कि we have multiple target. Okay, like basically is that कि since we born, we just have to complete our education, do your job, do your this, do your that. It's lot of things. Just try to compare that. Okay, like basically when the human is actually born 200 years ago, he doesn't really have to do so many things. Okay, like basically the whatever the life is actually tell us to do, he was doing it that. But most of the thing is kind of like a something very common. ओके यानी सारे बच्चे एक तरह से सेम ही पाथ पे चलते हैं, लाइक वट एवर द एनवायरमेंट टॉट अस और वट एवर काइंड ऑफ लाइक समथिंग पेरेंट्स टॉट अस, they kind of like something understand. But right now we are actually in this properly in this system that we should supposed to be learn education. In that education we have this school assignment, this and that. It's a lot of things. Okay, so basically the pressure that we are actually kind of like a facing since the industrial revolution was kind of like a something even more, and it will be even bigger. It will be kind of like a something even more happen in the future. Why? Because future is like basically this thing, we have so many possibility that we know that ki we could become this, we could become that. Just an example is that ki like there is a kind of like a something parents, they wants to their child to become footballer. So what does they do is that ki since he born or since he kind of like a something started walking on his leg, he went to club, he went to like a parents wants to he's became footballer. So the parents are taught them to play football, play soccer, play this, play that. So this actually training was actually happened since he was actually started walking on his leg. Okay, and I'm not talking about only one sport. It actually happened on every sports, every art. Like basically there is a like basically the family belongs to the dance, so they are kind of like a something really the child was getting influenced by the dance, this and that. It's a lot of thing, and it impact on their childhood and things like that. Okay, so that's why the nurture of the childhood is really essential. But what is actually the solution? Like what is actually, is this kind of like a something problem? It's not a problem. It's not a problem. Why? Because of that like basically is this thing ki, yeah, like basically today's child is actually kind of like a taking lot more pressure than basically thousands of year of child. They didn't really take that much pressure, but at this time the child was actually getting so many pressure regarding about the social education, this and that. It's a lot of things. Okay, you know that the what I'm trying to tell you is this thing ki, is it kind of like a something really problem? No, it's not a problem. Okay, yeah, if I'm kind of like a something really looking from the historical point of perspective, so it's a problem. But right now we are in this world, and future are went ahead jahan pe there are so many possibility in the future and this and that and career and lots of things. Okay, so this is meant to be happen. Like ये क्या ये गलत है? At some certain time or some certain point मे भी थोड़ा सा गलत है, थोड़ा सा like basically the system that we follow is I don't know. Okay, it's like that ना कि our species are didn't really meant to become kind of like a something handling this kind of like a something pressure. But it's I don't know, dude. It's like kind of like something human are kind of like adopt the whatever the things is actually happen, and It's like that. Okay, so is it kind of like something really wrong, like basically the whatever the child are actually facing on these days, is it kind of like something really wrong? It's not a wrong. We are actually preparing for the future, and for that future they actually like we try to teach them this and that, and their child are actually went through so many levels of pressure and this like that. They have to face that pressure because in the future things will become something really very difficult. Okay, because in the future, like, we have so many reasons. Okay, like basically is this thing ki, 400 year ago, 500 year ago, 1000 year ago, we only have one reason to live. That is ki, how to survive, get at least two times of food, and that's it. This kind of like something is the main goal, the main target that we follow. But at this time, the when the child is actually born, he has so many targets, so many things like education, job, shadi, then this and that. It's a lot of things, dude. Okay, these are kind of like something the most important thing. But life के अंदर भी बहुत सारी छोटी छोटी चीजें होती है, and during this process it's went through so many stuff. Okay, yeah. So it is kind of like a something really, I'm not really sure. Yeah, but is this kind of is it's not wrong. We are actually preparing our child for the better future, and yeah, what could we do? Okay, it's just like that key. If I try to compare that key, like basically 1000 year ago child was kind of like a something learned by his and this and that. But okay, we are living in this kind of like a world जहाँ पे we have so many responsibility, we have so many things, we have so many challenges, and for the challenges we should supposed to prepare for that. And I think the I think the whatever the way that we nurture our child is best for his future, probably. Yeah, but the question is actually about me. It says that ki, what is exactly my childhood? Well, my childhood is really good. Like, I'm not gonna say it's not really bad. It's like that ki, like, I'm belongs to the middle class family. Okay, whatever the things, I never really faced any kind of like a something really something really problem at home, like kind of like a something really that ki the like father parents jhagda वगैरह. No, it's really good. Okay, I never really faced the bully, by the way. Okay, yeah, because like, I don't know. I never been bully, and I never really done bullying. Yeah, and my childhood was really good. Like, I'm not gonna say that it's good. It's great. Okay. Yeah. Next question.